Hi there guys, my name's Josh De Buelle from Finext. I've been a mortgage broker here in Perth, WA now for just over 13 years, and I'm joining up with Peak Communities today to give you a little bit of introduction or maybe some further knowledge on this new HomeBuilder initiative from the federal government. So first of all, what is HomeBuilder? The HomeBuilder, by the actual definition on the fact sheet, is a time-limited grant program to help the residential construction market bounce back from the coronavirus crisis. What does that mean translated? The way that we see it is it's effectively a bit of a boost to help kickstart new homes being built, which helps put a lot of trade and construction workers back into the employment. And then obviously that helps flow through a bit of income into the economy to keep the nation going, new houses being built and a lot more people in the workforce. Is there a limited time the HomeBuilder Grant is available? Yes, there is. So the government has put a time cap on this. You have to enter into a new building contract from the 4th of June 2020, so just from a few weeks ago, up until the 31st of December 2020. Now that is meaning you are signing a new building contract to build a brand new home or a building contract to do a major renovation on your property, okay? So major renovation has a minimum amount spend of $150,000, and the new contract on a property, including land and building, has a maximum cap of $750,000. So you have to make sure you abide by those and enter into one of those building contracts between the 4th of June 2020 and 31st of December 2020. We would also like to point out, in addition to entering into a new building contract or substantially renovating your home, this new HomeBuilder Grant is also potentially eligible if you enter into a contract between the 4th of June 2020 and the 31st of December 2020 in regards to buying an off-the-plan property. Very important with this though, construction must not have started before the 4th of June 2020, and from the date that you signed that contract to buy the off-the-plan property, it must commence within 3 months for that off-the-plan purchase to be potentially eligible for this HomeBuilder bonus as well. There are a few examples or frequently asked questions that we will also put in a little fact sheet in this video, but just to clarify, in addition to building a new home or substantially renovating your existing home, this grant can also be used to buying an off-the-plan property, which is quite good because there's a lot of those good products out there in the market at the moment. What are the eligibility income caps? So if you're a single applicant, you can not have earned more than $125,000 of gross income for the financial year ending June 2020. If you're a couple or a family, that income threshold is $200,000 of gross income. That is defined by your notice of assessment when you do your tax for this financial year ending in June 30. So get that in, speak to your accountant, get that done straight away, because applying for these grants, that is the document that will be checked to see if you qualify and are within those income thresholds. $125,000 for a single applicant, $200,000 for a couple or a family applying for one of these grants. The next question is, when do I need to start building to qualify? Looking at the fact sheet here, and we will put that in the link below in this video, it says that construction has to commence within 3 months of signing the building contract. We were on the phone to State Revenue today about this clause, and in regards to asking them what it is defined as, what does construction starting mean? The definition that we've been given at the moment is when the foundations are laid on the property, which has to happen within 3 months of that executed building contract. We're still waiting on if that is going to change or if there's going to be any flex in that, because that is quite a tight time frame. So do watch this space, we will keep you updated, but as of the moment, it has to commence within 3 months of that executed building contract. So as we mentioned, when it comes time to your particular state revenue office or the relevant parties determining what is defined as the construction commencing on the property, you'll just have to make those generic inquiries, because each individual state or territory will have their own way of administering this grant in terms of how they're paying it, their own application forms, and obviously, like I said, their definition around those items to make the property or the renovation eligible for this particular home builder. But as always, check with your mortgage broker, check with your relevant state or territory authority to make sure you're meeting all the requirements so you can have the best advantage of qualifying for this home builder bonus. One of the more popular questions is, can this new home builder grant be used in combination with the other normal first home owner grants? So if you're eligible and if you qualify for the normal grants and this new grant as well, then the answer to that is simply yes. So as long as you meet the income thresholds for this and the price caps for this national home builder grant, and then you're also eligible for your individual state grants, then yes, you can use them in combination, which is a really great boost for first home buyers. Now, the next question, can this grant be used as a deposit? This has probably been the one that we've had the most inquiry and we've had to give the most feedback on at the moment. And the short answer to this at the moment is no. Now, the reason for that, like we just explained, was because this grant is paid directly to you, the qualified or eligible applicant, once the construction has commenced. Like I said before, construction has to commence within 3 months of the executed building contract, and at that point in time, the grant will then be paid directly to the applicant. In terms of using it as a deposit when you apply for your loan, well, technically it can't be done because it's after the fact. That's the rules as we stand at the moment though. Like I said, will this change? Look, we hope so. We hope that the banks get involved and they rewrite some policy around this, because it would really open the doors to allow people to use this towards their deposit up front and help them get into their new home sooner. There's a lot of applicants out there that have their sort of deposit ready to go, maybe not quite enough, and this little top up will really get them over the line. So we are hoping that those rules change, but at the moment, the feedback is because the grants aren't available until you start to build, it can't technically be used as a deposit. There are other potential strategies around this, so make sure you reach out to your mortgage broker to talk through that, because there are ways and means that you can work around this with your own situation and the bank. So make sure you check with your broker about that. The other question that we're getting is at the moment, how can we apply and can my mortgage broker or lender apply for me? Okay, right now at this moment, I've spoken to State Revenue. There aren't any documents produced in terms of the actual application form, but what we have been informed is basically when you want to apply for it, you will fill out a standardized application form set by your state revenue department in your applicable state. You fill out the form, you provide the supporting documents, like I mentioned before, your notice of assessment to declare your income, your executed building contract, and there may be some other provisions in there in regards to, construction commencement date and making sure that, you're within those price caps as well. So in terms of applying for it as a mortgage broker, look, we assist all our clients in applying for the loans, grants, anything else they may be eligible for. So I know that we will be assisting our clients in applying for that grant when that comes available for them. What documentation will I need? Like we mentioned before, anything that needs to be resolved around determining your eligibility. So income thresholds. The other important thing is obviously your Australian citizenship as well. So it has to be an Australian citizen to apply for the grant. So you'll be needing proof of that. Proof of your income, like we mentioned before, your notice of assessment, and then obviously the relevant construction documents to confirm the price of the property, execution date of the contract, and commencement date of works on the property. We had one of our online followers comment on a question in terms of who will be eligible for the grant. So thank you very much for that question, Alex, for writing that through. Just to read over the grant, look, the technical term for this is quite funny. It says you have to be a natural person. For those of you that don't know, what that means is you can't apply for this grant in the name of a company or a trust. You have to do it in your individual name. So that's what that term natural person means, in case you're wondering. You have to be over the age of 18, and look, that's quite simple as well for lending and mortgage purposes as well. You have to be over the age of 18 to qualify for this home builder grant. The other ones, like I mentioned before, as Australian citizen, and you have to meet the income cap, so 125,000 for a single, 200,000 for a couple, and then obviously, the renovation and building limits as well. Minimum spend of 150,000 on a renovation, and a maximum spend obviously of 750,000 on a new build. And I guess with the renovation, your existing property cannot exceed the value of 1.5 million if you're wanting to apply for this particular grant. So your existing value cannot exceed that. Even if you were to spend that minimum 150,000, you would not be eligible for this particular grant. So guys, just to recap, the Home Builder is a national or a federal incentive designed to boost back the construction industry here in Australia to bounce back from the coronavirus. It's a $25,000 grant for those who are eligible. You've got to meet the income criteria, you have to be an Australian citizen, and you have to go into a building contract between the 4th of June and the 31st of December 2020. If you want more information, we will put the detailed fact sheet within this video in a link below, as well as a list of examples in terms of building new homes, developing a property, renovating a property. We do understand that everyone's situation is different. If you would like further information from ourselves here at Finext, you can reach out or through Pete's Community's social pages. Just comment below, DM us, send us your details, we'll be happy to help out. Otherwise, just watch this space like I said before, because there is more information coming out on this, and we are hoping that there will be some change in policy to allow more people to have access to this grant sooner rather than later. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Talk to you real soon.